Okay, we got something new and very special today. As you can see by the shirt, it says Uzi Does It, referring to the classic and iconic Israeli-built submachine gun. I got a little something for us all today. Compliments of a very good friend of mine, Mr. Eric Engler. Tipman FT12. FT referring to Flip Top 12. This thing has been outfitted by Engler Paintball with the Uzi folding butt stock. As you can see, it can bring it right to my shoulder, but with the metal here and concept of a cheek weld, I don't think so. As you can see, folds back in, and give me 1 second, I am not used to the Uzi stock. What sets this gun apart is this is the real steel Uzi butt stock for their folding model. This thing was used by Israeli tank crews, paratroopers, and special forces for close-in work, personal protection. In most countries, this is Uzi would be the gold standard for anything tactical and close quarters. That being a first-generation submachine gun as well, meaning open bolt when you're shooting. Aside from that, let's get to the down and dirty on this thing. You got your removable barrel over here. Okay, as you can see, the threading here is very similar to a Tipman 98 custom. I believe you can use Tipman 98 barrels in here, as well as anything similar if you got a barrel adapter. Anyway, just unscrew this little component. This is your right here. I just unscrewed the removal part. This thing was designed to be very easy on your maintenance. As you can see, even with the Uzi stock attached, I could still open this thing up, and as you can see, we've got all the internal parts here of the FT12, very modular, very ergonomic. Now let's just slap this thing back into place. I don't want to break it down and screw with it that much, all things considering. Now, this is an easy setup for all you paintball staff guys. Maintenance time will be cut exponentially. As you can see, lock back into place. Screw this thing back on. We are very nice on it. With the trigger though, I will say its design, instead of getting like one finger in, I can actually get both my fingers in and do a little bit of this, which would be nice for all of you speedball guys. That way you have a mechanical way of doing a lot of spray and pray. Now, while I'm not a real big fan of in this particular gun, is this hand grip right here. Vertical, very nice though. If I have the stock out, very nice, get into it, but the stock's permanently there. That is something I'm not a big fan of. I like modular systems, that's something I'm good with, and for this to be here, it limits my options on holding. It's like, I would like to remove this piece personally and just have it so that way I could get my hand in here a little like this. Forget that I had the little grip here. That way I can hold it right. Makes it a little more maneuverable, more ergonomic. A rail system here would be very nice. As far as sights, you got your basic front sights and stuff. As you can see, get that down in here, and sorry about this, trying to work the camera, try to get better lighting. Aside from that, sights are very good, they're decent at best, but me personally, I would like to have a mount here for an optics thing. As far as like AK style, stuff like that, you've got your other stuff. You can actually flip this here and it unlocks. you're actually able to remove your feed neck. That way it makes it easier for the cleaning, stuff like that. And now, I'm going to see how this thing shoots. Okay, I'm in back. I got my target set up right over there. And I'm going to demonstrate the FT12 shooting capability. As I said, this is pretty much Uzi layout with the charger handle up here. Gun's cocked. I got some paint in. Now let's see what she can do. Alright, now as you can see with the shooting I did, I don't know if you can see that real well, but let me bring it over. Okay, now with this, I'm about 10, 12 feet away, give or take. As you can see from the grouping in the board, this thing shows what it's capable of doing in a close quarters combat environment. Let's see if we can stretch the range out a little more. Now we move the target back. Right now we're about, let's say, 14 feet at least. Now let's see about the range on from here. Okay, as you can see, still excellent groupings, even at this range, which is usually typical in a paintball fight. You've got accurate and reliable shooting capability out of this gun. Air's just about dead, so I'll be getting plenty of pictures. You can catch my full review on the FT12 in the next issue of Shooting Hot magazine. Alright, now we're inside a pickup for this little piece, and vehicles and stuff like that are becoming a big thing for big games, scenarios, tanks, whatnot. Now, here's a scenario. You're driving, you're going down this trail, you see an obstacle in your way, you gotta stop. Bad thing is, you just got yourself right into an ambush situation. You got paint coming in left and right and engaging your vehicle. If I had something like an A5, I could probably do it if it's set up right. Same with an X7, but those guns are big. That means when you're doing vehicle work, you're in a position where you've got to think small. That way you can have more maneuverability, and space in the vehicle is always at a premium. So, got the FT12 here. Now I'm driving. I can keep it on my right hand because I'm driving. That way I could easily get this thing out and engage, or get the stock out for added stability for something a little more close in. Either that, or just keep the stock folded in when you're doing a vehicle mission. That way it's nice, it's handy, I can maneuver it around, can even move toward the passenger side if I don't have a navigator or a vehicle commander in the passenger seat. But fundamentally, you want something small when you're dealing with a vehicle. Pistols are nice, but you give up your firepower and your ammo count. This is where a gun like the FT12 and the TM7 really come into their own. In these type of conditions where space is at a premium, you got to think small with your setups. I would be able to go for a pistol in an ambush situation when we're doing vehicles, but the problem is with that, it takes too long to get, especially if it's on a drop blade configuration. Shoulder holster's nice, but you still got that problem there, especially if you got to draw and get it out. And it's pretty bad, especially if you're a left-handed shooter like I am. That's why when you're doing a vehicle, you want to keep your primary marker down here or right here. Somewhere where you've got easy access to it, especially in an ambush. So, let's say, take fire, can easily get this thing out, and out the window, I can engage like that. As I said, You could keep your stock out, that way it's got something nice and resting, or you can just get it, shoulder, and engage. Other than that, this isn't that bad of a gun to use for these type of conditions. And that would probably wrap up my vehicle study. I'll come back later when we got something a little heavier, something mounted we can work with. Okay. Day's done. Range work was pretty good. I have to say, accuracy of this gun is a solid 8. The reason why it's got 8 was when I shot it the first time, one round was slightly higher than the rest of the grouping. Otherwise, I got perfect groupings both at short to mid range and mid to long range. All of it was perfect as far as the groupings go. I will say the English stock does add to the better feel for it, because anybody can shoot it like this and everything, but me personally, I'm a milsim player. I play nothing but milsim. If you've noticed a lot of my previous work, my tack gear and everything, that pretty much explains it. So I got the butt stock out and everything, bring it to the shoulder, and this thing is natural for me. Though I will say the way the stock is designed, it's great for making it compact and all, but as you can see, when you're sighting in, it does tend to get a little uncomfortable. Other than that, the stock definitely works. The handling on it, I gave it a 7 because with it, you can still be tactical, or you can get this thing nice, cut down, and out of your way. Plus, aside from that, the balance on it is superb, which is why it gets a 7, because I can hold it with one hand with the stock in, like they did in the first Terminator movie when Schwarzenegger was in that nightclub looking for Linda Hamilton's character. Then Michael Bihn's character nails him with a shotgun. He gets up and pulls out the Uzi 9mm. Now, okay, enough of that. Yeah, the one hand spraying like that, and when I hold out like this, it's a perfect balance. I can sight in with it. I can even do it with the stock out as I'm demonstrating. So the balance is actually pretty good, especially because this is real steel on it. This isn't aluminum. This isn't any of that crap you can get from an airsoft depot in China. This is the real shit. Now, modularity, you get it too for this thing. I'm sorry, but because the vertical grip here is permanent, I prefer something with the RIS rail along here to give me the option of a grip if I choose it, or have a light underneath here or whatever. Also, optics. For a lot of milsim players like me, we like our red dots, we like our scopes, especially us freak scenario players. We are like otakus when it comes down to this. So I will say, where you got the bolt on here for the bolt-on nameplate, you can probably put a AK quick detach sight mount with RIS on the top, the rail. That way you can put optics on here and give it that style of the competition Uzi that was done by Red Jacket during either season 1 or season 2 of Sons of Guns. I don't remember which episode. It was their competition Uzi. This kind of looks like that because of the hand grip. Aside from that, other things that drive me nuts about its lack of modularity, the internals are modular, great for the maintenance guys, but with the lack of an E trigger or a response trigger, that definitely throws it off a bit. And quite frankly, I like my full auto capacity. What can I say? Also, cyclone feed. a Cyclone needs to be an option or standard. That's pretty much been Tippmann's bread and butter since the A5 came out. Aside from that, this gun isn't bad whatsoever. At a distance, compared to full-size Uzi, as I said, this thing would be a dead ringer for it. But you gotta get where your front sight post is. You gotta make this thing a little larger, like on the real thing. Aside from that, the barrel, very wonderful. I must say, no problems, no ball breakage. And I was about 14 to 18 feet out, I remember, and I got perfect groupings with U.S. Army paintballs. And those things were like 50-50. I had those paintballs lying in a pod on my vest and under the bed for about 6-8 months at least, almost a year even, and they shot perfectly. So the bore size for U.S. Army paintballs out of this barrel, beautiful. It was almost a perfect fit. I couldn't ask for anything better. Aside from that, the gun overall, I will have to give it an 8 out of 10 because it is a solid performer, and that's not because I am a Tippmann whore. Alright, I am, but generally speaking, I've shot nothing but Tippmanns over the years, and this one is probably one of their best ones. I really hope to see this on a mass production line for the players at large, for the masses, not just the rental guys. As far as like tactical capabilities with this thing is ideal for close-in work. I'm talking room clearances, vehicle crews. If you're a milsim player and your team's got the tank, your team drives through in the pickup and you guys got to dismount and take a small town on the field, this thing is probably going to be your best friend from here on out. Because this is good for when space is at a premium. You guys got to cram into the vehicle. With the X7 or anything that's full size like an assault rifle, you guys feel like sardines. This thing gives you a little more elbow room, especially because of the Engler stock. Now, that being real steel, it's perfect. Real feel, real everything. So, I'm sorry, I'm a little at a loss for words over this thing. It's been a long day, and pretty much... Okay, enough of that. Tippmann FT12, it's coming out in July, and Eric Engler is selling these with the Uzi stock modification on it. You can check him out at englerpaintballguns.com. I will be posting a link with this video. And for all you guys just joining Shooting Hot TV or just heard about Shooting Hot magazine, I interviewed Eric back in September. My mistake, looking over my little writing I got there, August of 2011. And I will say, for a guy that was in computers and had that as a job before this, it's been one hell of an evolution. And all the stuff I've seen out of Engler, it's not made from airsoft parts. Seeing this thing definitely says real steel. So if you see an Eric Engler modified paintball marker, you'll know that thing's built to last. I'm willing to bet the farm on it. Anyway, this is Big Boss, and I'm gone.